So we've been trying for 20 minutes to do an intro for this video, but basically we're just going to tell you what this thing does and why it's illuminating a light on your dashboard. What's going on? I'm Scott from Konig. Before we do this whole video thing, just go ahead and do what you know you're supposed to do. Like, subscribe, click the buttons. They put them in red. We've done this before. Just do it now. So when it comes to TPMS systems, many people feel that this is a system that was put there so that you could omit it, that you don't have to pay attention to it, that the amber light actually doesn't mean that much. But that's not true, and we're going to tell you 5 things that you really need to know about TPMS sensors and why that amber light is actually important. So point number 1 that you should know about TPMS is that not all cars are going to have these systems. If you had a car that was 2005 or older, there is a chance that you don't have this system at all. See, the government, NHTSA, put this system in place and required it for vehicle manufacturers to start to integrate these systems in October of 2005 at 20% of their fleet, moving up to 100% by September of 2007. So if you were before those dates, there is a possibility you don't have this system on your car. There are aftermarket systems available if you choose to add it to your car. But if you have this system, this is an important system.
That's important. That is important.
So you should know the difference, and you should know, even if that light's not on, if you have that system in your car, because it really can be a very helpful tool. So the second point you need to know about TPMS sensors actually is what we already talked about before, is that after 2005, that's when they started getting integrated into vehicles. And there are 2 different types of systems. One is direct, the other is indirect. So when it comes to the direct or indirect, it really just comes down to, does your wheel have a sensor? Does it have one of these in the tire that's relaying the pressure back to the car? And if it does, then it's a direct system. And if it doesn't, it's an indirect system. Some of the systems are going to be using things like ABS sensors or overall rolling diameter sensors to be able to tell if the tire is low compared to kind of the overall circumference it's expecting. So the third point is, if you have a direct system that utilizes a sensor, a TPMS sensor, there is a life expectancy. At some point, that sensor could die. And when it does, you're gonna have to change it, or else that light will never go away. So the average life expectancy on a TPMS sensor is about 10 years. Now, I will tell you that many cars last way longer than that. But you should understand that at the 10-year mark, if for some reason you're getting a TPMS light that doesn't go away when you adjust the pressures, it's a good time to roll to a wheel and tire professional, let them hook up a TPMS sensor scan tool where they can actually figure out if your sensor has any battery life left. Now I know what you're thinking. You're probably about to say to yourself, can I change the battery on these things? And the answer is no. Like, these things are sealed. They're complete sealed units. Now, I have seen some really janky stuff on the internet where people gouge this thing out, put a new battery in, solder it all up. It's not something you're gonna wanna do, because think about how difficult it would be to get back inside the tire, remove this guy, and fix it if it didn't work out. So just keep this in mind. It's just one of those things that you're gonna have to replace. I mean, after 10 years, if you really got 10 years, you kind of did really well. So, I mean, you know, good for you. So point number 4 is that TPMS systems are actually a safety item. This is there to make sure that you don't suffer catastrophic blowouts, that you know what pressure's in your tire so you can put air in it so that you don't have any issues with handling or steering. But one other thing that you're really going to want to pay attention to is the fact that most states, most local areas now, as part of vehicle inspections, are going to require TPMS systems that were integrated into your vehicle to be functioning at the time of your inspection. And if you don't have that working, they'll fail you. So if that light's on, get it fixed before you head into the inspection station. So our 5th and final point about TPMS sensors is these things are there to save you money in the long run. And I know that they cost money to replace them. I know they cost money if you break them. But remember that if you're getting low on air pressure in a tire and you continue to run it down, you're gonna have a catastrophic blowout. So think about what it's gonna cost you to replace the tire, the TPMS sensor, maybe a wheel, and any damage that relates to you going off the road because you just had a blowout. These things will catch your air pressure when they're low but not depleted, which means you can pull over, plug the tire, or get it patched, get it fixed, put on your spare, and be able to roll on and actually save the tire that you're on. So those are our top 5 points about TPMS sensors. I mean, look, is it boring? Okay. Could it save you money? Absolutely. Could it save your car? Pretty much. Anyhow, thanks for watching, and we'll catch you on the next one.